right, let me just share the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for attending this presentation. My name is Sergio, and today we'll be learning on how to change a tire. Imagine driving to a job interview when suddenly your car makes a loud noise. You pull over to your side of the road and you get out of your car and you realize that you have a flat tire. What are you going to do? According to the survey done by the AAA Automotive Insurance Company, they found that 1 in 5 millennial drivers ages 18 to 34 say they do not know how to change a tire. For this speech, I intend to guide you through the process of changing a car tire. To begin with, we'll cover the preparations you will need to make in order to change the tire. Then we'll look at the tools you will need for the job. And finally, we will go over the tire changing process itself. To prepare for a tire change, you pull over to the side of the road if you have a blowout. You turn on your hazards lights, and finally, you engage your parking brake. If you're at home with a flat tire, make sure your car is on a flat surface and engage a flat tire. Now that we have prepared for a tire change, the next step is to learn about tools that we'll be using for this job. For the tools that we'll be using, many of these tools can be found under your vehicle's trunk mat. The first is the jack, which is used to safely lift the car in the air. Another tool is the wrench. The wrench is used to loosen the lug nuts that keep your tires in place. And the third tool is the most important of all, is the spare tire. It is important to note that the spare tire is only meant to be used for emergency use only and not for daily driving. According to the AAA Insurance Company, they recommend not driving more than 50 miles per hour on these spare tires. Now that we have the appropriate tools for the job, the next step is to carry out the tire changing process. The first step is to loosen the lug nuts with the wrench while the car is still on the floor. If you're having trouble loosening the lug nuts, you could create a bigger torque force, or commonly known as a moment force, by pushing downwards at the very end of the tool. According to engineering mechanics, the magnitude of the force of acting about a point or axis is directly proportional to the distance of the force from the point of axis. The second step is to place the jack at the appropriate lifting points. It is important to note that each car, make, and model has its own mounting point. So you will need to reference your owner's manual to locate the appropriate lifting point. Once you have located the lifting point, lift the car at approximately 2 to 3 inches from the tire to the road. The third step is to completely loosen the lug nuts and remove them. Then remove the tire by wiggling back and forth. Once you have removed the tire, place the spare tire on the wheel hub assembly and tie in the lug nuts by hand. The fourth step is to lower the car with the jack just enough so the tire is not allowed to rotate freely. Then tie in the lug nuts with your wrench in a star pattern as shown in the image. The final step is to lower your car completely and place the tools back in their appropriate locations. Now that I have covered all the steps needed to change the flat tire, it is important to it is time to head back to the road. So to wrap up the presentation, let's do a quick recap on what we learned today. First, we covered the appropriate steps needed to make in order to prepare for a tire change. Then we went over the tools that were needed to change the tire. Lastly, we walked through the step-by-step process by changing a car tire. With this presentation, I hope that you have gained a greater confidence about changing a car tire. And with this new skill that I've learned today, I hope that it would come handy someday. Thank you.